that because I've restarted my draft and outline so many times already that this time around will be a lot easier, but for some reason it is not. Maybe it's because I'm a perfectionist. This is proving to be a lot more difficult than I expected. And I feel like on top of that, it's because I'm trying to layer in so many things. There are scenes that I want in there. I want certain things to have double meanings, like you go back a second time and you read it and you're like, oh my gosh, I did not catch this the first time I read it. I think I want to add things like that in there, and because I'm so focused on that, it's just hindering my writing process. But you know, it's been a long day at work, so I feel like maybe I just need to take a break, maybe go read a book or something and get back to this later on. I am just so stuck at this part right now. It's been a little while later. It's currently midnight. I think I'm just gonna get ready for bed because I did have a really long day at work today. And so I'm just gonna have to start this again tomorrow and just redo everything. Or not redo, I feel like that is too harsh of a word. I think I just have to edit and tinker with it a little bit. I think I'm at a good point right now, but I would like to be at a better point. I just realized that I never recorded an introduction, so hello, welcome to this channel if you're new, welcome back if you're not. My name is Catherine and I am writing my first ever young adult fantasy novel. For those of you who are new here, I usually post a lot of reading related content, but one of my previous videos was my first ever writing vlog, and I just want to come on here and say a big thank you because writing is just something so near and dear to my heart, and so I was kind of being vulnerable by posting this online, and I received so much love and support, and I'm just so appreciative and grateful for all of that. So I just want to say thank you because you really made this whole author and reading and just this YouTube channel in general so welcoming for me, and I just want to say thank you so much. Now a quick recap for that video. I am rewriting my entire outline and plot and draft for the bajillionth time now, but this time I feel like because I'm posting it on YouTube and just trying to document my journey in general, I'm going to be a lot more serious about this. I have so many goals when it comes to writing, so I feel like documenting it on YouTube will be a perfect way for me to keep myself accountable. So thank you to everybody, and thank you to whoever's watching this right now for just joining me on this ride. Now let's get back to the writing content. Recently, I have been in both a book slump and a writer slump, which I feel like is an awful combination because the two kind of fuel one another. But I've just been so busy because of work and because of life events. For example, I am going to Chicago this weekend, which I'm super excited to be going to Chicago because I have not been in such a long time. Because I work a 9 to 5, I don't really have time during the weekdays to write, and usually after work I'm super tired, so I don't even touch my manuscript. And so usually I work on the weekends, but because I'm going to Chicago, there'll be no writing this weekend, but hopefully there will be some brainstorming during some downtime that I have. I don't know why I said it like that, downtime that I have. And brainstorming is what I need right now because I'm still outlining the 3-act structure, and I'm also exploring the 4-act structure because I think that my book is very fast-paced. I feel like it needs to hit a lot of points, and the difference between a 3-act structure and a 4-act structure is that in the 4-act structure there are a lot more, I would say, key points. What I also want to do soon too is just write like a 1 or 2 sentence paragraph of each chapter, just so I have a general guidance or outline on where things should go. Like by chapter 5 I should be in this location, by chapter 10 this character should know this detail, etc, etc. I think that would definitely help a lot because I'm not a pantser. I feel like a plan is definitely what I need if I want to keep moving along. For those of you who are new and do not know much about this story, my young adult fantasy will have some deadly trial / competition. It has a magic system that I personally have not read about before, so I'm really excited to kind of explore it in this book. Of course there'll be some rivalries in there, and there'll be some political corruption in the back as well. So I'm really excited to dive into this book. There's so many things that go into this, so I'm just scared that I will not be able to hit all of the points in this, and I just don't want to rush the book either because it is so fast-paced. I don't want to miss anything, so just need to do a better job at just structuring everything, hoping that everything's okay. But that's what I've been doing over here. It is currently 6 p.m. though, so I'm probably going to go eat. And actually my friends and I are about to go to Crumble, so I'm gonna have to take a step away from this. I'm actually addicted to Crumble, by the way, which is actually awful. This is totally unrelated to writing, but I don't know what it is. They put something in those cookies and I'm so addicted to them, even though I know there's like a boatload of sugar in there, but I just can't help it because if you give me a Crumble cookie pack, I will devour the entire thing. But anyways, I'm gonna do a little bit more outlining and then go eat dinner and then go to Crumble. It's currently Saturday. The last time I picked up the camera was Monday, and it's also getting dark outside, so I'm gonna speed up this really tragic update. As you guys know, I have been restarting everything. I've been restarting my work in progress, just the planning, the plotting, the structure, the drafting, everything. I've just been restarting everything. And my wish was definitely granted on Tuesday. And usually I'm a pretty calm person. I don't really express emotion externally or freak out externally, but let me tell you, I am freaking out internally right now, because on Tuesday I tried accessing my Microsoft OneDrive, which is where I keep and store all of my work in progress related documents, and I found out that my access was blocked, locked, and revoked. Unbeknownst to me, my access was linked to an expired educational license because I've been graduated for over a year now. And let me tell you that when I found that out, I ran straight to my college site admins, and this is kind of embarrassing. I was like begging them. I was like, please, like, I have documents that I really want. Is it possible to just grant me at least temporary access so I could just download my documents and, you know, I'll be on my way. Like, I just want my documents, because not only do I have my work in progress related documents, but I have school notes and stuff that I really want to keep and things that I have been referring back to. But unfortunately, they were not able to grant me access, which is a shame, but also very understandable, because it's not like the site admins could just grant anybody access, because then so many people would be flocking to them and just asking the same thing. But I guess I just missed all of the emails and articles about it, and in my mind I was like, I only have been graduated for a year now, so I feel like that wasn't super long, so I don't know. But long story short, all of my documents are now gone. I have no access to my work in progress anymore, which is very sad and disappointing, because I've done so much since I decided to restart. Now, very fortunately, it's not like I'm starting completely from scratch, because I still have my old documents or my very old drafts or my very old like structures and notes and all of that. But it's just a shame that I do not have any of my more recent, you know, drafts and recent notes or my recent breakthroughs, which were all on Microsoft OneDrive. I think the most recent draft that I now have is something that dates back to August, which it is now mid-November. So now I have to redo and kind of recreate 2 to 3 months worth of work, which, you know, very frightening when you think about it. But luckily, I do still kind of remember the direction I want to take it in and all the breakthroughs and all of the notes and the draft that I've written. So that is my very tragic update at 5 p.m. on Saturday. So I'm just gonna get back to work. I'm gonna go out actually right now with some friends, but when I get back, I am actually going to grind, and I am really gonna get back to my work. And this time I'm gonna work on my MacBook and just the Scrivener and just keep it on my MacBook instead of using any type of OneDrive. I just finished writing 200 words, and I thought it'd be fun to just take a little bit of a break, sip my coffee, and have a nice little chit chat. But let's just hope that I don't spill this anywhere, because I'm wearing a white robe and also my blankets are white, and I tend to be very clumsy. Recently, I've been doing a lot of late night thinking, as I usually do before bed, and I have no idea why, but I kind of went down a bit of a spiral, so bear with me, because I feel like this chit chat is going to go onto a lot of tangents. Recently, I just finished this book, and it's self-published, and I only saw this book because the author was promoting it on TikTok. And one thing about me is that I always try to support self-published authors when I see their TikToks, because I know that marketing is no joke. To be able to write your book, find content and create that content, promote the book, and try to find the right audience, I feel like it's very stressful, and it takes a lot of hard work. So I always commend authors and applaud authors who are able to do that, especially because I know that some authors have a full-time job, and so marketing I already feel like is another full-time job. I mean, I could barely create content for YouTube as it is with my own job, and I don't know why, but I feel like thinking about that really sent me down this entire spiral, because one thing about me is that I'm definitely a head over heart type of person. When I do things, I tend to be on the more realistic side, and just growing up in general, I have always been very risk adverse. I've seen authors quit their full-time jobs and they just take that leap of faith and become a full-time author in hopes of pursuing their dream to become a really successful author, and I always commend writers who are able to do that. But I am just so risk adverse adverse and that I need a stable income, I need something steady, because taking this leap of faith is really a big jump, especially because you never know what could happen. You could take this leap of faith and it could end up going nowhere, or it could take a really long time until you're able to produce that income. And I'm not saying that you need to write for income, but I'm talking about the authors who take this leap of faith and do not have like a backup income or a backup job anywhere. That is something I've always admired, and I've always wanted to do that. Just be able to take that break, to not work a 9-to-5 and just focus on writing and have that be my 9-to-5. But because I focus so much on my 9-to-5 and I have my own personal life, I sometimes find it hard to squeeze in time to actually write, which of course led me down another spiral, because even if and when I'm able to write this entire book, I cannot guarantee that it will be successful. I can't guarantee that it will find the right audience. I can't guarantee that people will like it, or if things will happen the way that I want it to happen. Again, maybe I'm spiraling, or maybe I'm just trying to be really realistic with myself so I don't set standards that are too high. Writing has been this huge dream of mine, but I feel like every single year it gets pushed back, and I think I'm really just reflecting on this because it's now December and it's the end of 2024. And back in 2023, I had made a goal for myself to finish my first draft, and I'm still here basically rewriting my entire first draft and starting over from scratch. So in a way, I do kind of feel a little bit behind. But at the end of the day, writing has always been a dream of mine. Being able to write a book has always been a huge dream of mine. But now it's more of publishing the book and getting it to the right audience and getting people to like what I produce. And I don't know, maybe because of the delays, maybe I'm just like a really realistic person, and I know that publishing is very hard. Sometimes I do wonder, are my dreams just dreams? Which I know that it's not the right mindset to have. Again, I think I was spiraling a little bit. Of course, I just can't help but think about that. But in the future, I would love to be in a place where I'm working a steady full-time job. I also write on the side, and my books reach the right audience, and people are passionate about my books just like I'm passionate about my books. But anyways, that is my very deep chit chat. I was just thinking about all these things at night, and I was just like, wow, maybe I just need to get my move on. Like, again, I am restarting everything, so of course I'm going to feel this way because I don't have anything written. But let's get back to writing. My work in progress is dual POV, but the two main characters don't really interact with one another until a little later in the book. They know of each other but don't really talk to one another, and this makes me so antsy because I want them to meet right now, even though I know it's not the right time. But I just love them so much, and I literally will sit here and create fake scenarios of the two characters, and I will think about that moment when they do meet, and it makes me want to rush, which I know I should not do, but I just get so excited. Like, I want to write their interaction right now. Also, I cannot be the only person who does this, but sometimes I'll be sitting there doing random tasks, doing work, going on the treadmill, doing whatever, and then I will literally create fake scenarios and fake conversations back and forth between the characters, just as a way for me to brainstorm and think of their personalities and really enhance their personalities, because I'm just like, okay, this is what they would say, this is what they would say. But I would be on the treadmill for no joke 30 minutes, and 30 minutes straight is just me replaying the same scenario over and over again until I nailed down their personality and what exactly they would say. I don't know, maybe I'm just a little too immersed in my own work in progress, but which author isn't? Guess you just got a nice little haircut. Also, while I was waiting for my appointment, I brought this notebook with me, and I have been writing so many things in this notebook because yesterday I was on the treadmill, and I really don't know what inspired me, but suddenly I had the biggest eureka moment. I paused my workout, quickly went, grabbed a notebook, started jotting things down as fast as I possibly could, and then it only started developing when I was in the shower, as I got ready for bed, overnight, and now it's the next day, and I have been writing continuously in that notebook. And what I think I'm planning to do is just plan everything out super thoroughly in this notebook before I transfer it onto my laptop. Since I am starting from scratch, I feel like this will be a lot easier, and I could get everything down on paper first before I bring it to my laptop, where I'm not saying it's going to be more finalized, but in a way, I'm just going to try to make all of my edits on paper first. And that way I can start changing things, and then I could just move it over to Scrivener, which is the platform that I use for my writing. But I'm just so happy that I had that eureka moment because I've been needing a breakthrough. So I'm very glad that I was able to figure things out, because now things are slowly rolling and it's going the way that I want. I have my notebook with me right now, and I thought I would give you a little insight of what I've been doing in this notebook. So I kind of took it very broad at first. I started doing the setting, the characters, the map, very broad, like the colors of the house, stuff like that. And then I kind of started going more narrow. So then afterwards I started talking about, or jotting down, the trials, what would happen in the trials, what each trial means. Then I started doing the 3-act structure, a very broad level 3-act structure. And then afterwards I started diving a little bit deeper. And so right now before me I have a bulleted list of all the events that would happen and in sequential order. I wouldn't say that this is a chapter by chapter planner, but it's kind of like a timeline of things that would happen and the important events that would happen. Very broad, but a lot more narrow than my 3-act structure. I'm very happy with where I'm at right now and the direction I decided to take this in. But the next thing that I need to write in this notebook and kind of plan out is this one part, and I don't know how to explain it without spoiling too much, but how I would describe it is kind of like if you took a step back, this is like the overarching thing that happened, a general like paragraph of this is what actually happened in the back, if that makes sense. But one thing that I need to decide before I start writing that and planning that is, do I want to reveal the secret early on, or do I want to reveal it later on? I really don't know how to explain it to you guys without spoiling it, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. This is one little secret, or this one little part that I don't know if I want it to be revealed at the 60% mark, which is where it should be revealed, or I could have a little like, not twist, I don't know how to explain it, but I could have the audience already know about it, if that makes sense. So really my two options are: option 1, the audience already knows about this secret and it carries on throughout the story and builds on it, or the characters and the audience finds out about it at the 60% mark. But I need to think about that, and I really need to make my decision before I go ahead and plan the next part. But once I have that next part written down, I think I'm good to go, and I will transfer everything to my laptop. Hello, a bit of a time jump. We actually have 2 more days until the end of the 2024 year, which is crazy to say. I thought I'd give a little bit of an update on the writing, especially coming into the 2025 year. I have a very ambitious and determined goals for my writing, so I just want to finish this vlog right now and then kind of start fresh in the new year, which I feel like is perfect because I am restarting everything. And I think the last update that I gave was that I was writing everything down in a notebook, which I did, and then I was going to transfer it to my laptop, which I've already started doing, which is a good thing. But I think I've transferred all that I've wanted to transfer, and then the rest I kind of want to keep in the notebook so that I could continue writing and scribbling things down in the margins. So that is the plan. So I think right now I've restarted what I could, which is where I want to be. And then for the new year, I think I'm going to actually start again and start like actually writing the chapters and like breaking things down a little bit. So I have very ambitious goals for 2025, especially because I feel like in 2024 I was halted quite a bit. I'm really excited. I want to talk more about my goals and just like writing in general in the 2025 videos. I think I'm hoping to record like my first writing vlog of 2025 as the first video I post for 2025, but we'll have to see because I'm probably going to take forever to edit this vlog. I think I'm going to end the video here though. I'm really excited for the 2025 year. Again, I am very determined to meet my 2025 writing goals, or just my writing goals in general. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video, and just thank you for joining my writing journey and giving me so much love and support. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.